I have to really prepare to do it every morning and just kind of psych myself up, but I'm willing to, be a team player.
Behind all the glamour and glitz of the long-running The Bold and the Beautiful series, the cast members and the whole production crew have gone through some really tough times that most fans don't hear about. Some of the original stars have stuck around, while new faces have joined to keep things fresh. Let's dive into how the cast has changed and the hardships they've faced behind the scenes and how they continued life after their last episode appearances. Best show, not behind the scenes. If you've ever spent an afternoon getting lost in the drama of The Bold and the Beautiful, B&B, you know that it's more than just a soap opera. It's a whirlwind of emotions, affairs, heartbreak, and family feuds. But what keeps fans glued to the screen year after year isn't just the lavish fashion or the beautiful people, it's the tragedies, both on-screen and off, that make it all feel so real. From shocking character deaths to real-life losses and surprising behind-the-scenes drama, this series has seen it all. Are you a fan of the show? On screen, the show has never shied away from devastating storylines. Take the tragic death of Phoebe Forrester, for example. When Taylor accidentally killed her own daughter in a car crash, fans were heartbroken. It was one of the show's most unforgettable moments, blending gut-wrenching emotion with intense family conflict. And who could forget the tragic story of Ailey Forrester, who struggled with mental health and died far too young? These aren't just dramatic twists. They're emotional roller coasters that stay with viewers for years. Another major source of drama has always been Brooke Logan's love life. She's been with nearly every man in the Forrester and Spencer families, and every romance seems to end in betrayal or heartbreak. Her long-standing, tumultuous relationship with Ridge Forrester is a saga in itself. One moment they're madly in love, the next he's with Taylor again or someone new entirely. Their love triangle has spanned decades, breaking hearts and reuniting fans across generations. But while the fictional tragedies are part of the show's charm, the behind-the-scenes moments can be just as intense and sometimes even more heartbreaking. One of the biggest losses was the sudden passing of actor Ron Moss, who originally played Ridge Forrester, from the show in 2012. Though he didn't die, his exit shocked fans, and many struggled to adjust to a new face for such a beloved character. Moss later revealed there were creative differences and exhaustion behind his departure, shedding light on the sometimes intense environment actors face in long-running soaps. Another emotional real-life moment came with the death of actress Darlene Conley, who played the iconic Sally Spectra. Her vibrant personality and big-hearted schemes made her a fan favorite, and her passing left a huge hole in the show's heart. The producers honored her memory by having her character live on, off-screen, a rare tribute in the world of soap operas where death is usually permanent, or at least until the next plot twist. And then there's the drama that fans don't always see. From tight production schedules to last-minute script changes, the world behind The Bold and the Beautiful is fast-paced and full of pressure. With episodes filmed daily and constantly changing story arcs, the actors and crew are always on their toes. Even personal tensions among cast members have occasionally made headlines, though most try to keep things professional on set. Despite the challenges, this show continues to thrive. It's the only American soap still running with episodes under 30 minutes, and it remains popular worldwide, especially in countries like Italy and Australia. That kind of longevity doesn't happen by accident. It's built on the show's ability to keep us invested, keep us guessing, and most importantly, keep our hearts involved, no matter how much they get broken in the process. Whether you're watching for the glamour, the romance, or the drama, The Bold and the Beautiful always delivers. It's a world where tragedy strikes without warning, secrets are never safe for long, and love is as painful as it is passionate. And even though it's just a show, the emotions it stirs are very real for the millions who've been watching for years. Whether it's on screen or behind the scenes, one thing's for sure, this soap knows how to keep us talking. Proof how great the show is? It's still airing and has been since 1987, the OG series. The Bold and the Beautiful definitely earns its spot at the top when you think of long-running TV shows that have managed to stick around for decades. Premiering way back in 1987, this American daytime soap opera has defied the odds and is still airing fresh episodes today, nearly 4 decades later. What's the secret sauce? Why do people still tune in to watch the drama of the Forrester family and their ever-complicated lives? There are actually quite a few reasons, and when you look at all the angles, from the juicy storytelling to the international success and even the production strategy, it starts to make sense. Let's start with the storytelling. One of the biggest reasons people stay glued to The Bold and the Beautiful is the drama. This show thrives on love triangles, shocking betrayals, long-lost children suddenly reappearing, characters coming back from the dead, secret affairs, family rivalries, you name it. It's the kind of drama that is so over the top, it becomes addictive. Viewers love the roller coaster ride of emotions. There's always some new secret or scandal about to explode, and even when it's predictable, it's still fun to watch. The show knows how to keep people hooked by keeping the stakes high and the emotions intense. Even the slow burn storylines pay off with explosive twists, and fans live for those moments. It's not just the plot that keeps people watching, it's also the characters. Many of the main characters like Ridge, Brooke, and Eric have been around for years, and fans have grown incredibly attached to them. Watching their lives unfold over decades creates a kind of bond, almost like they're part of the viewer's own family. It's a mix of nostalgia and emotional investment. People who grew up watching the show with their parents or grandparents often keep the tradition going. Plus, new generations are constantly being added to the cast, so there's always a fresh dynamic. It's like watching a never-ending family saga, and people love that sense of continuity. Now let's talk about the glam factor. One thing that really sets The Bold and the Beautiful apart from other soaps is its setting in the fashion industry. It brings a level of elegance and fantasy that other shows don't always have. From the high-end fashion designs to the runway shows and luxurious lifestyles, it gives viewers a taste of the glamorous life. Even if the storylines are messy, everyone looks amazing while doing it. That visual appeal is a huge part of the show's charm. The styling, the lighting, the music, it all adds to that polished, dramatic atmosphere that makes you want to keep watching, just to see what everyone's wearing, or who's going to storm into a boardroom next. But here's another major reason the show is still thriving. It's a global phenomenon. A lot of people don't realize this, but The Bold and the Beautiful isn't just an American hit. It's also incredibly popular overseas. It's been dubbed into dozens of languages and airs in over 100 countries. In fact, it has one of the largest international audiences of any soap opera in history. That global success means the show brings in a steady stream of revenue, which helps keep it on the air even when US viewership isn't as strong. The themes of love, betrayal, power, and family drama are universal, and audiences everywhere can relate to them. Behind the scenes, the show is also incredibly smart about how it's produced. Unlike many other daytime soaps, The Bold and the Beautiful has shorter episodes, about 20 minutes each, which makes it easier to film, edit, and air quickly. It also makes it more accessible for people who don't have a lot of time, but still want their daily drama fix. The production team is efficient, and they keep costs relatively low, which is a big part of why the show can continue to run so long. Even when other soaps have been canceled due to budget cuts or falling ratings, B&B manages to survive and thrive because of its smart management and loyal fan base. You also can't overlook the way the show has adapted over time. Whether it's addressing current social issues, improving diversity in casting, or finding ways to connect with fans on social media, the producers have shown they're willing to evolve. That matters in today's entertainment world. They've found ways to stay modern without losing the essence of what makes the show work. Even during the COVID-19 pandemic, when many productions shut down, The Bold and the Beautiful was one of the first shows to resume filming, using creative techniques like mannequins and real-life partner stand-ins for romantic scenes. That kind of flexibility shows how committed they are to keeping the show going. There's just something comforting about a show like The Bold and the Beautiful. In a world that changes so quickly, having a familiar show to return to every day can feel like a safe place. Fans know what to expect, and even when the plot lines get wild, it's all part of the fun. It provides a kind of escape, a break from real-life stress, and a chance to dive into a world where the stakes are always high, but the consequences are always dramatic and fashionable. The show is still loved and still airing because it knows exactly what it is, and it delivers. It's a perfect blend of glamour, drama, nostalgia, and escapism, backed by strong production and a passionate global fan base. And as long as it keeps doing that, it's probably not going anywhere anytime soon. This time, let's get to know the cast deeper. People who have definitely made the show great since its onset. The everlasting Brooke Logan. Catherine Kelly Lang is a name that's practically synonymous with daytime television, especially if you've ever tuned into The Bold and the Beautiful. Since the very first episode in 1987, she's been lighting up the screen as Brooke Logan, a character that's seen more love triangles, heartbreaks, and dramatic moments than most actors get in a lifetime of roles. But what's just as impressive is how Catherine herself has remained a constant in the fast-changing world of soap operas, captivating audiences for over 3 decades. Lang was born in Hollywood, California, which almost seems like destiny. With a father who worked in the film industry and a grandfather who was an Olympic athlete, she grew up surrounded by ambition and glamour. Acting wasn't always her first plan, but after landing early roles in shows like Happy Days and The Powers of Matthew Starr, it didn't take long before she found her calling. In 1987, she stepped into the role of Brooke Logan, and she's never looked back. Brooke Logan has been a soap opera staple, a woman who's been through it all. Her fiery rivalry with Stephanie Forrester, played by the legendary Susan Flannry, was iconic, and her on-again, off-again love story with Ridge Forrester has been the heartbeat of the show. Through every betrayal, wedding, and heartbreak, Lang has given the role depth and vulnerability, keeping Brooke relatable even when the drama is sky-high. Her chemistry with co-stars, especially over the years with both Ron Moss and Thorsten Kaye, the two Ridges, has always been a highlight. Fans can't help but notice she seems almost ageless. Back in the 80s and 90s, she had the quintessential California beauty vibe. Golden hair, glowing skin, and that bright smile. Fast forward to today, and she's still glowing. While she's obviously matured, she's done so with grace. Lang has always promoted healthy living. She's a fitness enthusiast, a businesswoman. She even has her own activewear line, and someone who clearly takes care of herself from the inside out. She's proof that aging can be beautiful, and she's done it in the public eye with confidence. Outside of The Bold and the Beautiful, Lang has dabbled in other projects, like reality shows, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in Australia, and made guest appearances in other countries where the soap is hugely popular. She's also a mom and a proud grandmother, which just adds another layer to how grounded and real she is off-screen. Catherine Kelly Lang is a true constant. Whether you've watched her from the beginning or are just now catching on, it's easy to see why fans love her, both as Brooke Logan and as herself. With her charm, talent, and timeless beauty, Lang is a true soap legend who's still going strong, the steady heart of the show. If there's one actor who truly embodies the legacy of The Bold and the Beautiful, it's John McCook. Since day one, he's played Eric Forrester, the sophisticated, wise, and sometimes stubborn patriarch of the Forrester family. Through all the marriages, betrayals, and runway drama, John's calm, commanding presence has kept the show grounded. He's more than just a character. He's a pillar of the series. Born in Ventura, California, John McCook didn't always have soap stardom in his sights. He started off in musical theater and even toured with stage productions like West Side Story before getting into television. Fun fact, before The Bold and the Beautiful, he was a regular on The Young and the Restless, playing Lance Prentice. So, yeah, daytime drama fans have been watching him for a very long time. When he joined B, and in 1987, he instantly brought a sense of elegance and strength to the role of Eric Forrester, a fashion designer, family man, and, let's be honest, kind of a ladies' man in his own right. Eric Forrester has seen it all. He's been married multiple times. Hello, Stephanie, Brooke, Sheila, Quinn, the list goes on. Battled health scares and navigated the ever-dramatic world of high fashion. But no matter what Eric goes through, John plays him with dignity and warmth. Whether he's giving a heartfelt speech at a family dinner or dealing with betrayal, he brings a level of realism and heart that fans love. It's no surprise that he won a Daytime Emmy in 2022. Well-deserved after decades of stellar work. John McCook has that classic Hollywood charm. In the early days, he had that suave, silver fox look going, always perfectly dressed, with slicked back hair and a confident smile. Now, all these years later, he's still got that same dignified presence. Sure, he's a bit older, but the charm is fully intact. In fact, many fans would say he's aged like fine wine. His white hair, gentle demeanor, and warm eyes make him feel like the wise grandpa everyone wants in their life. Off-screen, McCook is just as warm and genuine as his character. He's been married to former actress Lorette Spang since 1980, and they have kids, including a daughter, Molly McCook, who's also an actress. He keeps a relatively low profile outside of the show, but fans love him for his humility and professionalism. He's not flashy, he just shows up, delivers, and keeps fans coming back for more. John McCook might not be the loudest or flashiest person on The Bold and the Beautiful, but he's definitely one of the most important. His presence has helped shape the show into the iconic soap it is today. Susan Flannry. Best known for her powerful role as Stephanie Forrester on The Bold and the Beautiful, she brought a mix of strength, elegance, and raw emotion that made her character unforgettable. But there's a lot more to her than just that iconic soap role. Susan's life and career have spanned decades, and she's left an undeniable mark on the world of television. Born in 1939 in New Jersey, Susan's love for acting started early. She studied at Stevens College and then earned her degree in theater arts from Arizona State University. She first made waves in the acting world in the 60s, appearing in shows like Days of Our Lives and films like The Towering Inferno, which earned her a Golden Globe. But it was her role as Stephanie Forrester that cemented her place as a soap opera legend. From 1987 to 2012, She was the heart and soul of The Bold and the Beautiful, portraying a tough but loving matriarch who could bring even the most stubborn character to tears. Susan wasn't just a phenomenal actress, she was also a trailblazer behind the scenes. She directed episodes of the show and stood up for equal treatment of women in the industry. Over the years, her dedication and talent earned her 4 Daytime Emmy Awards, including 3 for playing Stephanie. When she left the show in 2012, fans were heartbroken, but she briefly returned in 2018 for a special appearance that reminded everyone just how powerful her presence still was. Susan Flannry has always carried herself with elegance and confidence. In her younger days, she had a classic Hollywood beauty, sharp cheekbones, piercing eyes, and a commanding screen presence. Even as she aged, she embraced her natural look, letting her hair go silver and wearing her age proudly. Today, in her mid-80s, Susan still carries herself with the same grace. She may be out of the spotlight now, but when you see recent photos of her, there's a calm wisdom in her face that speaks to a life well lived and a career that truly mattered. Flannry isn't just remembered for her roles. She's remembered for the way she made people feel, both on screen and off. She brought strength to her characters, depth to her performances, and dignity to the soap world. Whether you watched her as Stephanie Forrester or discovered her through her earlier work, there's no denying she's a true TV legend. From soap star to rock star and beyond. For 25 years, he was Ridge Forrester, the handsome, brooding, and often complicated heartthrob at the center of The Bold and the Beautiful. From the moment the show launched in 1987, Ron was Ridge. His chiseled looks, intense stare, and romantic storylines made him a fan favorite for decades. But there's a whole lot more to Ron than just his soap opera fame. Before his soap days, Ron was actually a musician. He was part of the band Player. You probably know their hit song, Baby Come Back. And music was always his first love. Acting kind of happened by chance, but he quickly made it his own. For over 2 decades, he ruled the B and screen, taking Ridge through countless love triangles, business wars, and family drama. When Ron decided to leave the show in 2012, it shocked fans, but for him, it was time to move on and get back to his roots. After leaving The Bold and the Beautiful, Ron didn't slow down one bit. He dove headfirst back into music, touring internationally, especially in places like Australia and Italy, where he has a huge fan base. He released solo albums, did concerts, and even dabbled in independent films and reality TV. Ron also enjoys connecting with fans on social media, showing off his fun side and behind-the-scenes moments of his life. Ron Moss has always had that rock star meets soap star vibe. Back in the day, he had thick, flowing hair, a square jaw, and a sort of effortless cool. That iconic Ridge look made him a 90s heartthrob. These days, Ron still rocks long hair and keeps his signature style. Sure, he's older now, but he's embraced aging with style. He looks like a mature rocker. Think sunglasses, leather jackets, and a laid-back vibe that says he's totally at peace with where he is in life. Ron Moss might have stepped away from daytime TV, but he never really left the spotlight. Whether he's on stage with a guitar, acting in a new project, or just living life with his family and fans, he's still doing what he loves. And honestly, that's what makes his story so cool. He followed his own path and kept doing what makes him happy. Down to the next 2, but equally major and relevant characters in the series. What happened to them after their final appearances? Hunter Tylo. Hunter Tylo had quite a journey both on and off the screen. Born Deborah Jo Hunter in Fort Worth, Texas, She started her career in modeling before transitioning into acting in the early 80s. Her big break came when she was cast on daytime soaps like All My Children, but it was her role as the strong and sophisticated Taylor Hayes that made her a household name. Tylo joined The Bold and the Beautiful in 1990 and quickly became one of the show's most beloved characters. As Taylor, she was poised, elegant, and always in the middle of dramatic storylines, especially with Ridge Forrester, creating one of soap opera's most iconic love triangles alongside Brooke Logan. Even after her character was presumed dead more than once, classic soap stuff, she kept coming back, keeping fans on their toes. She had several stints on the show, with her final run being in 2018 to 2019, though not as regular as before. Outside of acting, Tylo's life has had its share of ups and downs. She was involved in a high-profile legal battle with Melrose Place producers in the 90s, which she won after being fired for becoming pregnant. She also faced heartbreaking personal losses, including the death of her son Michael in 2007, which she has spoken about publicly with strength and grace. Through all of it, she remained a resilient figure admired by fans. Tylo was known in the 90s for her classic beauty, striking eyes, high cheekbones, and glossy brunette hair. Over time, as with many actors in Hollywood, her appearance changed, possibly due to age, cosmetic procedures, or just natural evolution. While some fans have commented on these changes over the years, what remains constant is the iconic presence she brought to the screen. Whether in her earlier days or during her final appearances on B&B, she always carried a sense of glamour and drama that fit her role perfectly. Tylo left a lasting impression on daytime television. Her portrayal of Taylor Hayes became a key part of The Bold and the Beautiful's legacy. Though she's been away from the spotlight recently, she remains a memorable figure for anyone who grew up watching soaps in their golden era. Lauren Koslow. Lauren Koslow is one of those actresses whose presence you just don't forget. She carved out a unique place for herself in daytime television. Most people know her best from Days of Our Lives, where she's played the iconic Kate Roberts since 1996. But before that long-running role, she was part of another soap opera universe. She portrayed Margot Linley on The Bold and the Beautiful. Koslow was actually part of the original cast when the show premiered in 1987, and she stayed on until 1992. She even made a short return in 2002, reminding fans just how much they loved Margot's grounded yet stylish vibe. Lauren's career spans more than just soaps, though. Early on, she dabbled in theater and got her start in costume design, which is probably why she's always had such a strong sense of fashion in her roles. She's made guest appearances in shows like The Nanny and Hunter, and she was also a familiar face in The Young and the Restless before jumping into The Bold and the Beautiful. But it was as Margot Linley that many first fell in love with her, smart, elegant, and always caught in just the right amount of drama. Lauren has always been striking. She had that classic soap opera beauty, big hair, bold eyes, and power suits that could kill. She always looked polished, embodying the stylish, strong woman image of the era. Fast forward to now, and she's still rocking it. In her 70s, Lauren has aged gracefully. She hasn't tried to freeze time like some stars, but instead embraced it with class. Her current look often includes edgy hairstyles, colorful makeup, and a fashion-forward wardrobe that shows she's not afraid to express herself. Lauren is a daytime TV legend who's managed to stay relevant and fabulous across decades. From her early days as Margot Linley to her fierce presence today, she's proven that talent, charisma, and a sense of style never go out of fashion. Fans who've followed her journey get the rare treat of watching a star evolve while staying true to herself. The show then and now. Some might notice how much the show has changed over the years. Back when it first started in the late 80s, it was all about glamorous families, dramatic love triangles, and those classic soap opera moments. Think slow reveals, lots of close-ups, and some pretty over-the-top acting. The storylines were simpler but packed with emotion, focusing mainly on the Forrester family and their fashion empire. It felt like you were getting a peek into this ultra-glamorous, sometimes scandalous world that was exciting and easy to follow. The pace was slower too, which gave time for the drama to simmer and for viewers to get really invested in who was dating who betrayed who, and who was about to make a big comeback. Now, B&B feels a lot different. Sure, the core is still there, the family drama, the romance, and the high-stakes business battles, but the show has definitely stepped up its game in terms of production quality and storytelling. The episodes are quicker, with storylines moving faster and often jumping between multiple characters and plots in the same episode. Plus, the show has gotten more diverse and relevant to today's audience, touching on modern themes like social media, mental health, and cultural issues, which wasn't really a thing back then. The acting has also evolved. While it still embraces the soap opera flair, the performances feel more natural and less exaggerated than they used to be. Also, technology plays a bigger role now. Phones, computers, and the internet aren't just background props. They influence how the drama unfolds. One thing that stays consistent, though, is the show's knack for hooking viewers with its mix of love, betrayal, and family secrets. Whether it's then or now, The Bold and the Beautiful knows how to keep audiences coming back for more. But it's clear that the show has grown and changed with its audience, balancing nostalgia with fresh stories and characters that reflect the world we live in today. It's worth checking out to see how the soap you once knew has evolved without losing its signature charm. Subscribe to the channel for more.